What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the process, closing out my work week, Wednesday, August 17th. Final process show of this week before I take a little bit of a vacay. We're going to take a look at last night's baseball results. I did not play. I had too much going on. We're going to take a look through everything that happened yesterday in MLB. We're going to take a look at the MMA contest for this Saturday's UFC pay-per-view. Something that I will also miss, and coming off of a couple straight really good weeks of MMA kind of bums me out, but that's life. So we'll get back on the MMA horse next week. But for now, that's what we're going to take a look at for today. Gonna be a quick one, so let's get in and get out. First and foremost, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live, and then follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Lots and lots of updates to come there, so don't sleep on them. Now, we also need to talk about PrizePicks, presenting sponsor of this video. I don't have the PrizePicks shirt on today like I did yesterday. This is like my second favorite hoodie to wear. PrizePicks is one. This particular hoodie is two. Super comfortable. Love the color. Anyway, nobody cares. What you guys care about is PrizePicks, and you should care about PrizePicks. Promo code AWESEMO, AWESEMO. Link is in the description of this video. Click that link, use that promo code, get up to $100 on your first deposit. So if you put in $50, they don't just give you $100. That would be a great deal. You'd be even crazier to not take advantage. But if you put in $50, they'll match with $50. If you put in $100, they will match with $100. It's a great way to start your bankroll. You're worried about player props, over-unders in this case. Eric Lindquist has a fantastic video on this channel breaking down his PrizePicks plays for each day. He's crushing PrizePicks. Check out that video. Sign up using that promo code AWESEMO. Alrighty, so last night was kind of tough from a DFS perspective, particularly in hitting. So I have this sorted down right now in the relay throw to the 150 maxers, and it's a good enough cross section to get the idea. Look at the different stacks that you could have to get into the top 50. A's, Cubs, Braves, Orioles, Tigers, Twins, Angels, Mariners. I think I hit everybody on that right-hand side. That's a lot of different potential five-man stacks that can get you relatively close to the same score. Now, pitching, a little bit different. Charlie Morton and Robbie Ray make up the large majority. Now, I did not swipe my mouse that fast, Fantasy Cruncher. I did not. Not happy about it. I got to open up this thing all again. Robbie Ray went for 28, almost 29 fantasy points yesterday at 50% ownership. Completely makes sense. Charlie Morton, though, went for 40 against the Mets. 12 Ks, 1 walk, 3 hits in 6 2/3. Looked exceptional. Sonny Gray, also the other name that you wanted to get to, but only 7% owned, so harder for him to get all the way up to the top. Went for 35 fantasy points, hung 10 Ks. What did my boy Manoa finish with? I know he gave up those dongs at the end, and that's probably what did him in. Yeah, 1395. Gave up those 2 dongs late. Had 7 Ks pretty early. Kind of a shame. Pavetta, good. Obviously, Robbie Ray, great. Kelly was just tough to get to. That's not what we're here for today. We looked at it yesterday. Oh, whoa. Eric hit second last night with 4 bullets. What a lucky bastard. Congratulations to Eric for banging out 25K here, finishing second in the relay throw. 4 bullets, hits it on the Twins too. Oh man, I am going to have to talk some smack to him, but kudos to Eric. Watch his PrizePicks videos, everybody. All right, so here's what I wanted to do. We did this on yesterday's show. I built it out even more. Maybe we'll build it out even further as we go along. I pulled all of the 5-man stack information for the 150 maxers in the relay throw. I also pulled it for the mini max. We're going to compare those, see where the sharps are in comparison to the squares. I also did it for pitching. So we're putting a little bit of work in here, and this is what we've got. Let me add in a column here. Move this move this stuff more to the middle of the screen. So let's start with the pitcher stuff, or the hitter stuff on the left-hand side. Relay throw 5-man stack information is going to be in column C, mini-max in D. The difference, positive would be good if you had them, negative is bad, depending on which contest you're in. So the way that I look at it is this. And first thing that I think is interesting, 83.4% 5-man stacks in the relay throw, 72% 5-man stacks in the mini-max. So more 5-man stacks in the sharper contest. Do with that what you will. Sharpest stacks yesterday. Seattle at the top was popular, but even more popular in the relay throw. So sharps were a little bit heavier there. This is the big one. Kansas City Royals were basically ignored as a 5-man stack in the mini-max. They were not ignored in the relay throw. 2.4% difference between the two. Biggest gap on the slate. We also saw a similar story for Houston, Milwaukee, and Baltimore. All basically 1.5% or higher. I'm rounding for Milwaukee to stay in this conversation, but very low owned in the mini-max, 1% across the board, basically doubled up or even almost tripled up in Houston's case. So the 5 sharpest teams that you could have got to yesterday if you were playing the mini-max: Seattle Mariners, Kansas City Royals, Houston, Milwaukee, and Baltimore. On the opposite side of that, teams that were played a bit less in the relay throw. Now, remember, to be played even less, there's more here in the 5-man. So even more difficult. Like, this looks even worse. Atlanta, well under the field. Toronto, 1.1% under. St. Louis, 1.4% under. That is the biggest one here. So the St. Louis Cardinals were the biggest difference going the opposite direction. Probably the quote-unquote worst play that you could get to from a stack based on ownership. So we funneled more. When you look back at your exposures for contests today, at yesterday's stuff, you want to find out, was I on Seattle? Was I on Kansas City, Houston, Milwaukee, Baltimore? If not, why wasn't I? What didn't I see? Conversely, if you were heavy on Atlanta, Toronto, St. Louis, why was I on those guys? What was I seeing that the sharps weren't seeing? Those are some of the questions you want to ask yourself, because we know with certainty that the field in the relay throw is sharper than the field in the mini max. And remember, this is 150 maxers only. So single bullet type stuff doesn't cloud this. We're trying to compare like to like as much as we possibly can. What makes the relay throw concentrate on certain teams more than the mini max and vice versa? Cracking that code will infinitely help your DFS outlook. Trying to think more like somebody that's going to play the relay throw is going to make you significantly better in the mini max. Now we can do the same thing for pitching. This is where it gets really stark. Charlie Morton, and these numbers you can compare 1-to-1 because you need 200% ownership in pitching. Charlie Morton was 26% owned in the relay throw, 17.5 in the mini max. That's an 8 percentage point gap. Biggest thing on the slate, the biggest tell for yesterday's slate was people playing the mini max and not playing Charlie Morton. They slept on him. I think Adam and I did a pretty good job pitching Charlie Morton yesterday. I thought he looked really good. To see an 8% gap there is pretty startling. I think it's interesting to see that Robbie Ray was owned even more. I'm not surprised by that. As you move up in pay structures, you're generally seeing the out and out chalk be even chalkier. So that's what we're seeing. Morton was the second most owned guy, way over his mini max number. Ray was the highest owned pitcher by a mile, which wasn't very obvious. Still even got above that mini max number. So you could say that you're probably seeing people in the mini max not be aggressive enough. We also see Nick Pivetta and Zach Plesac cross the 2% barrier. So from 18% to 20 here, from 5% to 8% for Pivetta. So those are the 4 sharp plays. Morton, a clear number 1. Ray 2, Pivetta 3, Plesac 4. The opposite side of Morton is Verlander. Verlander is where the squares went. 25.5% ownership to the mini max, just 20% for the relay throw. We also saw the relay throw be light on Cortez by 3.4%, on Steele by 3%, and then the only other guy with a very big negative number would be Quintana, negative 2%. So much like the hitting stacks, we want to look at the pitchers the exact same way. 150 maxers in the relay throw were much more on Morton and Ray, Plesac, Pivetta. Those guys were avoided. Verlander, Cortez, Steele, Quintana. Again, go back through your process. If you're getting to Atlanta, Toronto, St. Louis, Verlander, Cortez, Steele, that should be pretty eye-opening for you today. Try to figure out what is causing you to land on those type of plays. We're going to look at this every day now moving forward, because I think we can slowly but surely crack a little bit of the code for you guys. So if you have further questions about what I'm looking at, please hit me up in the comment section of this video. I would be happy to answer them. And then follow that up with a like if you haven't hit it yet. Now, finally, we are going to end this video taking a look at the MMA contest for this Saturday. It is fairly standard, although I will say the hook is twice as big as it was for the last pay-per-view. It was 50K last month when Adam and I were in Dallas. It's up to 100K. There's a couple other very tiny changes, but basically the big contest, $25 buy-in, $800 or 800K up top. Sorry, 800K prize pool. It's early. I've only had one coffee. It's been a morning. The big contest, the big $25 contest, is still very clearly the best possible contest you can get into. If you have the ability to get into the hook, if you can swing 1,200 over a 37.50, go for it. The Haymaker continues to be the number one contest in MMA. $60 to max it, 20 entries, 60K prize pool, and you guys are in luck. I can't play this slate. I'm going to be camping. I'm not going to have access to any of this, so I had the best lineups in the Haymaker going in to lock last week. You guys have the ability to actually have a chance before lock, because I won't be able to be there. So close to 40 times your buy-in if you get a 1%er in the Haymaker. Play that contest no matter what. You're going to have all the pros in it, but it's only $60 to mask. Why do I keep saying mask? Max this contest. 0.08% of the field is you if you put in 20 entries. So no matter how many sharps are in this, it's still going to be the softest contest you can get with any sort of reasonable prize pool. If you want to get in anything else, if you want to max the armbar, go for it. It's going to be tough. So will the 5th round, which is going to cost you about $1,000 to max it. Hit up any of the single entry stuff if you want. Flying knee, contender, counter punch, clinch, but they're not the best payout structures in the world. My recommendation, if you've got $100, pop in 20 entries into the Haymaker. I'd probably do one into the flying knee, get up to 72, and then I would do a single bullet. I don't generally want to do this, and it's probably not worth it, but sometimes it's fun. A single bullet into the UFC special. That is it, everybody. The process is done for this week. I'll be back again Monday. I don't have anything coming up in the near future after that, so you're going to get a lot of me all the way up until basketball season. Football, fast approaching. Lots to talk about, lots to do. Thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Sign up at PrizePicks using the promo code AWESOMO. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. I am out.